then we have no choice but to do the only honorable and right thing. And that is to export all our politicians to other countries. Or to Mars if no one will accept them. I have some bad news to share and also some good news as pasalubong from Pilipinas. The bad news is that the present Supremo of the Philippine Islands is no torchbearer of genuine change. So the situation in the country is bound to worsen. Why do we say that? Because, number one, President Noynoy Aquino, the son of two democracy icons, the country's most illustrious bachelor, the brother of Chris, the former owner of a second-hand Porsche, the Haciendero president, is surrounded by advisors who faithfully cling to the neoliberal dogma. Number two, after more than a year in office, his single concrete achievement as president is the elimination of wang-wang in the streets. But the more insidious forms of wang-wang mentality, like the refusal of landlords to distribute their lands to small farmers, are tolerated. Number three, there is no review of anti-people policies implemented by previous governments, like the reduction of state subsidies to social services, unabated profiteering of oil companies, and active promotion of labor export. The Daang Matuwid is now operational, but it's only for Porsche cars, the president's friends and kamag-anak, and if you are lucky, you can pass, but you must pay high toll fees, VAT included. So what should migrants do? As the boss of Pinoy, demand reforms. Assert your migrants' agenda. Remind him that decent jobs will not be created if he continues to subscribe to a discredited economic thinking. Make him understand, too, that progress shouldn't be equated with abstract numbers like GDP, foreign investments, and rising profits of big corporations. We are more concerned about the quality of living in society, like the social opportunities for the poor, relevant education, accessible healthcare, peace in the community, delivery of social justice, solidarity, bayanihan in society. These are the things that truly matter. Most of all, migrants should show to Pinoy and to other ruling oligarchs that you are prepared to exert the full potential of your power. And I do not only mean your purchasing power, but the power to change the world, the power to refashion a new social order. 2011 is a special year for everybody. It is the 10th year anniversary of EDSA DOS. That is my generation. It is the 20th anniversary of the historic rejection of the Senate of the U.S. Basis Treaty in 1991. It is the 25th year since Marcos was ousted in 1986. 30 years ago in 1981, Pope John Paul II visited the Philippines and Marcos revoked martial law. In 1971, 40 years ago, the historic March of Students in UP Diliman, known as Diliman Commune, we mark that this year. This 2011 promises to be a very historic year. The year started with the Arab Spring, with different parts of Middle East, with young people protesting in the streets. There are so many occupations happening in the world, led by the Occupy Wall Street. In Manila, in Wall Street, the slogan is, "We are part of the 99%. A few days ago, workers and peasants occupied Menjola in the Philippines. And their slogan is not, "We are not part of the 99%. They said, "We are part of the 75%. Workers and peasants constitute 75% of the population. And they are asking the 24% to join the struggle of the peasants and workers so that the 1% the ruling oligarchs can be defeated. After we occupy, we must organize. Otherwise, the repressive state will attempt to seize control of the spaces we liberated. The protesters in Wall Street and other Occupy sites need to regroup, expand, and organize other people who are preoccupied with something else. I said earlier that I have some good news as pasalubong. I'm happy to announce that the people's movement in the Philippines is getting stronger and bolder. The Parliament of the Streets. By the way, I'm a member of two parliaments. The Parliament in Batasan, located near Payatas Dam site, and the Parliament of the Streets. The Parliament of the Streets has been successful in presenting the people's agenda. It has been consistent in unmasking the bankrupt and reactionary programs of the Aquino government. Meanwhile, the mass movement in the countryside for genuine agrarian reform, the defense of our finite natural resources, and the country's patrimony continues to frighten the enemies of the people. Day by day, inch by inch, zone by zone, victory is getting nearer. This is my pasalubong. What about your pabaon to me? Well, I can report back to our kasamas in the Philippines that the Filipino community in the US, led by NAFCON and other allied organizations, is ready to enter a new era of renewed struggles. The community is prepared to boost the full potential of the mass movement in advancing the rights of migrants, the workers, the poor, in solidarity with all those who are struggling for a better future in many parts of the world. Once again, I salute the NAFCON for leading the fight, the noble fight of Filipinos in the US. Laban mga kasama, tuloy-tuloy sa pakikibaka, mabuhay ang migranteng Pilipino, mabuhay ang sambayanang Pilipino. Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat.
And if anybody has any questions, please